What's going on? YouTube, listen up, young elder gang. This is Dr. Charles P. Winston at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share this video. Fam, I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video you will find history definitions, scripture information, and best of all what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning, the truth. Keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it. Today, be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. The Muscogee Creek people historically inhabited a large area of the southeastern United States, encompassing what is now southern Tennessee, much of Alabama, western Georgia, and parts of northern Florida. This area represents their ancestral homelands. They lie and say much of their population was forcibly removed to $5 Indian Territory, now Oklahoma, in the 1830s during the Trail of Tears. But the real Black Creek Muscogee are still on their land. The Muscogee's historic territory included parts of present-day Georgia and Alabama, as well as areas in Florida and Tennessee. The Ocmulgee Mounds near Macon, Georgia, are a significant site associated with the Muscogee people and their ancestors. The majority of the Muscogee that were forcibly relocated to Indian Territory, which is now Oklahoma during the 1830s, are imposters. While their historic territory is vast, the Muscogee Nation today has its headquarters in Ocmulgee, Oklahoma, which was handpicked by the USA government. A smaller group, the Porch Band of Creeks, remains in Alabama. In America's heartland, the Black Creek descendants fight for a stolen birthright. Their struggle isn't just with a modern tribal government, but with the legacy of policies meant to erase them. Though they are the original Muscogee, they're denied citizenship and cut off from their heritage by $5 Indians who stole their birthrights. This exclusion, rooted in calculated disenfranchisement, leaves families explaining to their children why they're outsiders in their own story. The Black Creek's fight is deeply personal, a quest to restore names, honor ancestors, and reclaim identity. Their story demands we confront uncomfortable truths about race, power, and the deliberate erasure of the true custodians of this land. The Dawes Act of 1887, meant to assimilate, instead dismantled tribal sovereignty and split families. The Dawes rolls, rife with prejudice, where the Creek was reclassified as Black, Negro and coloured. The Black Creek, also known as Black Muscogee, are the original people of Turtle Island, not descendants of slaves. In 1979, the Muscogee Nation's new constitution cemented exclusion, using flawed blood criteria to bar thousands of rightful descendants. The Freedmen label is a misnomer. Black Creek were never slaves, but original people reclassified to steal their birthright. Denied citizenship, they lose access to vital resources and cultural belonging, perpetuating inequality. This fight is about more than benefits. It's about reclaiming identity and demanding truth from both the Muscogee Nation, who are imposters, and the US government, who put them in place. The Black Creek's resilience is a testament to the refusal to be erased. Before colonization, the dark-skinned Muscogee, who are the Black Creek, thrived as the original people of the Southeast. Their history is etched in the land. Their civilization built on sacred mounds, rivers, and communal kinship. Identity was rooted in clan and tradition, not blood quantum or skin color. The Black Creek's connection to the earth is undeniable. Their dark skin reflects their bond with sun and soil. To deny their heritage is to participate in their erasure. Their society was rich, ordered, and spiritual, far from the primitive caricatures of colonial myth. This ancient legacy is the foundation of their claim, deeper than any colonial document. The Muscogee world was a tapestry of independent towns, united by language and ceremony, not race. Their confederacy thrived on inclusivity, adopting outsiders and integrating captives as kin. Colonialism brought devastation, disease, violence, and the Great Dying, but also forced the Muscogee to adapt and unite. Chattel slavery was foreign, started by dirty Moors. In Native American culture, captives could become full members, not property. The myth of Black Creek as tribal slaves is a colonial distortion to cover up the truth that the Nubians are the Native American. This was a design to sever their rightful place. Modern exclusionary policies contradict Muscogee tradition, poisoned by imported ideas of race. The true story is one of resilience, adaptation, and belonging. Most of the people who claim Creek and are accepted by the government are imposters. The true Creek are denied their birthrights. By the 18th century, the Muscogee Confederacy was a powerful, diverse alliance along the rivers of the Southeast. It included many peoples: Muscogee, Alabama, Coasati, Natchez, Shawnee, Yuchi, united by allegiance, not blood. The Black Creek was central to this fabric: leaders, warriors, and kin. As American expansion pressed in, internal divisions grew. Some sought assimilation, others resisted. US officials, blinded by their own racial hierarchies, began reclassifying Black Creek, laying the groundwork for their exclusion. The narrative of masters and slaves was imposed to divide and dispossess. This was no accident, but a deliberate strategy to erase the original people. The Black Creek's ongoing fight is a call to restore what was stolen and to honor the true history of the land. In the late 19th century, the Dawes Act became a weapon against indigenous peoples, not with guns, but with federal law. It broke up communal lands, destroyed tribal sovereignty, and opened millions of acres to white settlers. For the Muscogee Nation, it shattered their autonomy and identity, selling their homeland from under their feet. The Dawes Act was a calculated effort to erase a nation by law. To implement the Dawes Act, the government created the Dawes Rolls, a flawed, prejudiced census that divided Muscogee people by race. Families were split, identities erased, and a rigid system of classification imposed, creating a false binary that never existed in Muscogee culture. The Dawes Rolls still shape lives today, a legacy of pain and exclusion. The term freedmen is a foundational lie used to erase the true identity of the Black Creek people. They were never slaves or integral members of the Muscogee Nation. Family, they're the real Muscogee people. The US government reclassified them, severing their heritage and rights. This act of identity theft still shapes lives today, a cruel injustice that must be remembered. The Dawes Commission's chaos opened the door for fraud. White Americans, known as $5 Indians, bribed their way onto tribal rolls, stealing land and identity from the Muscogee. This conspiracy replaced true tribal members with imposters whose descendants now hold power, while the Black Creek fight to reclaim their stolen birthright. In 1979, the Muscogee Nation ratified a new constitution. Hidden within was a clause that redefined citizenship, excluding the Black Creek by tying identity to the flawed Dawes Rolls. Families who had always belonged were suddenly outsiders, locked out of their own heritage, their history erased by the stroke of a pen. The 1979 amendment empowered a new class of gatekeepers, descendants of settlers who entered the Dawes Rolls fraudulently. They used their power to exclude the Black Creek, upholding a system built on racial injustice. The Black Creek, true heirs of Muscogee heritage, were forced to plead for their birthright from those who had stolen it. The result, generations of trauma, exclusion, and a stolen sense of belonging. Being shut out from the Muscogee Nation is not an abstract concept. It has a tangible daily cost that affects every aspect of life for Black Creek descendants. The most immediate impact is the loss of access to critical services. The Muscogee Nation, like other federally recognized tribes, provides its citizens with vital support, including healthcare, through tribal clinics and hospitals. For Black Creek families, this lifeline is cut off. They cannot access the same medical care, dental services, or mental health support as the ones who stole their birthrights. And they're getting monthly extortion payments from the government to keep quiet. In a country with a fractured healthcare system, this exclusion can be the difference between health and sickness, and sometimes between life and death. The loss extends to education and economic opportunity. The nation offers scholarships for higher education, helping its young people attend college and build better futures. For Black Creek youth, this door is closed. They are denied the financial support that could help them achieve their dreams, perpetuating a cycle of disadvantage. Furthermore, they are excluded from tribal employment opportunities and the economic benefits that flow from the nation's businesses, including its successful gaming enterprises. While the tribe generates millions of dollars in revenue, the Black Creek are left on the economic margins, denied their rightful share of the collective wealth that their ancestors helped build. Perhaps the most devastating loss is the erosion of cultural heritage. The Muscogee Nation sponsors language programs, cultural classes and ceremonial gatherings to preserve and pass on its traditions. By excluding the Black Creek, the tribe is actively preventing them from fully participating in their own culture. Children are growing up without access to formal instruction in the Muscogee language. Families are disconnected from the sacred grounds and ceremonial life that form the heart of Muscogee identity. This forced separation starves them of their cultural inheritance, accelerating a loss that began with the Dawes Act. It is a slow, painful erasure of memory and tradition. This cultural loss is exactly what the architects of colonial policy intended. By dividing the people, they made it easier to conquer their culture. The modern Muscogee Nation, by enforcing these exclusionary rules, is finishing the work that the United States government started. The fight for citizenship is therefore a fight for cultural survival. It is a desperate attempt to reconnect with a heritage that is being actively withheld from them. The Black Creek are not just fighting for a card or for benefits. They are fighting for the right to speak their language, to walk their sacred grounds, and to ensure that their children know without a doubt who they are and where they come from. Refusing erasure, Black Creek descendants took their fight for citizenship to the courts, armed with the 1866 Treaty and family records. Their lawsuits challenged exclusion from the Muscogee Nation, demanding justice, not charity, against overwhelming odds. The legal battle exposed historic injustice, forcing the nation and the courts to confront the truth that the Black Creek are the true native who has been robbed. As the legal battles raged on, the Black Creek community knew they could not rely on the courts alone. They needed to organize, to preserve their unique culture, and to provide a support system for a people cast adrift by their own nation. From this need, the Muscogee Creek Freedmen Band was born. This organization became the heart of the resistance movement, a self-governing body for those who were officially stateless. It was more than just a political action group. It was a government in exile, a community hub, and a cultural sanctuary. The band worked tirelessly to keep the history and traditions of the Black Creek alive, ensuring that their identity would not be extinguished by legal decrees. The Muscogee Creek Freedmen Band became the central organizing force for the fight for recognition. It provided a unified voice for thousands of disenfranchised individuals, allowing them to speak to the media, lobby politicians, and coordinate legal strategies with greater impact. The band held regular meetings, elected its own leaders, and created a sense of solidarity and shared purpose. For people who had been told they did not belong anywhere, the band provided a powerful sense of belonging. It was a defiant declaration that they were still Muscogee, with or without the approval of the tribal government in Ocmulgee, and that they would maintain their own political and social structures. A core mission of the band was cultural preservation. While shut out from official tribal programs, they took it upon themselves to teach their children the stories, the history, and the cultural practices that had been passed down through their families. They organized their own cultural events, language classes, and historical workshops. They meticulously maintained their own genealogical records, creating an independent archive of their lineage that could not be disputed or ignored. This work was a powerful act of resilience. It was a way of saying that culture is not something owned by a government, but something that lives within the people, and it cannot be taken away. The creation of the Muscogee Creek Freedmen Band was a testament to the community's unbreakable spirit. It demonstrated that even when faced with total institutional rejection, the people could find a way to persevere. The band became a beacon of hope and a symbol of defiance. It sent a clear message to the Muscogee Nation, hired by the United States government: we are still here, we are organized, and you can't steal our birthrights anymore. We know who we are, and we will not stop fighting until our birthright is restored. The resilience of the band ensured that the flame of Black Creek identity would continue to burn brightly, a constant reminder of the justice that was still owed. Decades of struggle brought court victories for the Black Creek, affirming their rights under the Treaty of 1866. Yet each win is met with appeals and resistance from tribal leadership, leaving the community in legal limbo. Their fight for recognition continues, a powerful reminder that legal victory is not the same as justice delivered. The Black Creek fight is not just personal. It's a reflection of a larger injustice faced by many indigenous and black communities in America. Their struggle highlights how colonial policies like blood quantum still divide, questioning who belongs. The story shatters false separations, revealing a shared history and ongoing fight for recognition and justice. The Black Creek struggle is not just about citizenship, it's about exposing a deliberate conspiracy to erase and replace the original peoples of America. Policies like the Dawes Act reclassified and de-indigenized entire populations, severing them from their heritage. Identities and land were stolen, while impostors became gatekeepers, denying the true descendants their rights. The Black Creek fight is about reclamation, restoring stolen names, identity, and birthright. The Black Creek people's story is a testament to resilience. A fight to reclaim their name, land, and identity, despite centuries of erasure. Their struggle is a fire that will not be extinguished, a call for justice echoing from the past to the present. True sovereignty is not exclusion but unity, restoring integrity and welcoming the dispossessed home. The spirit of the Black Creek is unbreakable, and their fight is for the soul of the nation.